Right, we should be live. Hello, everyone. Round for the championship, and in Shanghai again. A little with me as always. Pitch Black, how are you doing? And what we think of Shanghai?
Interesting circuit, I believe. We don't have much data to go off on, as last race for D1 was actually in the rain. Heavy rain that went to intermediate conditions to the timings. But I'm hoping to see some drivers really push each other and see who comes out with the win tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I know that the championship standings aren't completely 100% accurate at the moment, but I know that Charlie Cogden's still race and ahead of Raceway in P3. I know that much of the standings so far. Right, who's out on track first? Who can we ride around with? One of the Ferraris?
I believe the first car
is that Dylan going down the back straight?
Yes, that is. Yeah.
Absent from last week, still no explanation as of why, so he has been reprimanded for that, but I hope he can keep it clean here today and maybe make up for a little bit of lost ground. Definitely a contender for the lower end of the points. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, just trying to be realistic.
Okay, do you want to lap get around this track, shall we?
Yeah. Do you want to take him through the lap?
Yep. Down to turn 1, really long right-hander. Downshifting, turning, and braking all at the same time. Want to cut it into the somewhat hairpin and then turn it left for another hairpin, almost. Want to make sure you get a good traction out of the corner, don't want to lose the rear. Down to this next corner. You want to be just about at 7th gear, going down to around 3rd to 2nd, going past the hairpin. You want to get good traction out of this corner, and the next corner is one of the corners that are flat out in quality, but sometimes are lifted through in the race. As you see, he lifts a bit in the corner, but overall should still be a good lap. Rather fast corner over here, medium speed. Down to the two tricky left-handers, which have almost no traction on the rear. Gets through it rather smoothly, good by him. This next part is pretty tricky. It's a tight left, followed by a long swooping right-hander that leads onto the straight. An exit here is absolutely crucial. If you lose the rear, you could end up losing time all the way through the straight. But he takes it rather smooth, doesn't maximize the track, but still a rather good exit by him. DRS open for the back straight. This is where most passing is probably going to happen. I hear you're downshifting like crazy all the way on the second. You want to clip the inside curb and get a smooth run out. And then this turn is really fast into the DRS zone. You want to hit the inside curb and then go straight outside, trying to reach track limits, and that's the track around China, which is a 31.3.
Yep, not a... I don't think for him that's a bad lap. Could easily be improved. One of the Red Bulls, I believe, was on a lap. No. Yeah, it's just people still on out laps. Yeah. Zenex Josh going to be the next car set. Oh no, he's invalidated his time there.
Oh. From what I've heard, the best lap around is going to be around, they say, the low 30s to medium 30s is going to be around the top 5 time. But we could also be seeing someone getting to the 29s.
Yeah, DXS coming around the final corner.
It should be a good lap from our championship rival.
P2.
Only a 34.
I think he's been respecting the track limits just a little bit, which is completely understandable. Collins coming up to the line.
Oh, there's a yellow flag, and that's a Williams. No, into the runoff.
Who else is going to be coming around? Charlie. Oh, Carp, sorry, where is he? Oh no. He's just started his lap. So next car to cross the line should be Twonk, unless it...
should be next.
See Dylan in front of the minimap, he'll be coming into the pits.
Yeah, Twonk, one of those really unlucky drivers who has the pace but just gets so unlucky. Hopefully he can salvage something from this race today.
He has the worst luck that I've seen
he's in
the
P2.
league so far.
Very nice lap.
I'll tell you what, Dylan might have actually done something really well there, because no one's actually beaten his time yet. Unless if everyone's just doing banker laps.
It's still early days, but
yeah,
that is a good banker to start off with.
Yeah, Raceway P2 on the medium tyres, 132.2, and Charlie going across the line P3 now, 132 flat.
Interesting.
I know that
on
there's
the medium tyres.
Yeah, and I do believe that is the right call. Who's on a lap? Carps. I'm just gonna put Carps in there while I read out some of the track information. Oh my god, come on. I'm trying to find notes on my phone again. Right, Shanghai, race distance will be 28 laps around the 3.3 mile or 5.4 kilometre circuit. No need for the 90% rule in Division 2, so everyone will get points no matter what, even if they are in the top 10. In terms of the race tyres, the softs have a maximum race life of 8 laps, the mediums 17, and the hards 21. So the softs, really not the best race tyre around Shanghai. The fastest racing lap was a 1:32.238 set by Michael Schumacher back in 2004, and with an overall low chance of a safety car. It can come out, there are little sweet spots where it can be triggered, but with the miles of runoff it is a very difficult place to bring out the safety car.
But definitely possible. If it's in the last race, again, it was in the wet, but anything's possible in a race. So I think if there's a safety car that comes out this race, it'll definitely benefit the people who's going out on the soft tires. But yeah, I'm with you. I believe the medium tire strategy is the right strategy to call, as medium to hards will allow you to push without worrying too much about tire wear.
Yeah, I mean, medium to hards, it is an easy one stop, but you still have to bear in mind with these safety cars, because they can happen, and at least at a VSC. But I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to be boring, but I'd expect people to be sensible and choose the medium tyre to race on. It is the safest option. Because I don't think the soft to hard strategy, that's probably not even going to work very well either, because you'll be cutting both tyres very fine for the tyre life.
Well, the thing is, this track would be an easy one stop on soft to medium, but those two long sweeping corners from turn 1 and then the turn onto the final back straight absolutely chew through your tires and are the main reason why you have so much wear on the right tire coming the end of the race. So if you can conserve tire life through those corners, you could have a really strong show in this race.
Oh, Avalanche there, 131.1. That is on the soft tyres, but Dylan still only a couple of tenths behind him.
Yeah. Dylan doing really well around here. Still 8 minutes to go in the session, but looks strong for now.
And then just under half the grid, actually still yet to set a valid lap time. Who's that coming across the line? It is a Renault. It was Kioski. Yeah, Kioski P8 with 133.4. I mean, I would
a very spread out lap around here.
Yeah, it's a clear difference between the tyre compounds. I mean, I would say people that you can go safe, but anyone starting on the softs. But
and you know what I've been noticing? DXS has never really had a strong showing in qualifying, and it's always been in the races where you make up for that, as we've seen in Vietnam.
He absolutely. No, he had pole position in Vietnam, but everywhere else he's only just been beaten out by Charlie.
Yeah, but even when he's had that unfortunate part in Vietnam where he was in 4th, he still managed to regain those places with rather ease.
Guys, at the hairpin, please be careful. I've just seen that. Seen McLaren.
Was it a pile-up?
No, Reese in the McLaren. He was on a lap, and he just had 2 cars in front of him, his teammate and one of the racing points, almost stop at the hairpin. So he's kind of, yeah, he's had his lap ruined there. No contact or anything, he's done pretty well to avoid any such thing. But everyone out of this first bunch, they're all coming back in the pits. I believe Twonk is on another flying lap. That's Josh. I'll ride on board with him next. Oh no, I'm going to ride on board with Collins actually, P7. He's just coming into the hairpin.
Yeah, so that's what do you have to say about Collins so far this season?
Bad luck, but not really down to anyone else. It's his own mistakes. It's a shame, really.
Yeah,
his time.
I think his race in Bahrain, a good example of that. He had a good position on track until he created that huge incident down the straight.
If I'm honest, his mistakes are few and far between, but his mistakes, they are life-threatening for a championship fight.
Yeah. All you gotta do is keep your head down and look at the next Wong.
Oh, the difference between him and Avalanche, see, Twonk does have pace, but I wouldn't not bet on, probably by the end of the first sector, if he ends up facing the wrong way somehow. God bless him.
Poor guy, but so far, it's been a good weekend for him. And he's sitting pretty at the top of that pole position board.
I'm just
made that up.
Yeah, I'm just more shocked that Dylan's still in P3. I thought that was a slightly mediocre time, but no, he's managed to find some pace in the Ferrari around here. Unless if that was why he didn't turn up to Vietnam, if he was just sweating out China for a week.
Yeah, I mean, China is a really tricky track, and I believe that most of the fastest laps will come near that last few stints, when people know where they can take the rears and where they can't. But so far, some of the strange EXS is in P11.
He's just come around the final corner to start his lap.
Let's see, watch his lap so far. On the medium tires, with that in mind.
Yep. Turn 1, steady. Just lift off the tiniest bit. You want to be letting the car roll at the top of the crest there. So if you brake,
what I've been noticing
you lose a lot of momentum.
I've been noticing in turn 1 that some drivers like to just throw their car in and let the brakes do all the work, while others brake a bit early and just accelerate slowly through the corner. What would you say is the best way to get through that corner? Slowly accelerating or just heavy on the brakes?
I don't know, I just wing it every time I go through. I remember when I first started racing around Shanghai, I hated the turn 1-2 complex. It was just too difficult. The 2017 reg cars made that a little bit easier, but you want to be turning in before you brake, because there's a little window of opportunity of a straight line braking. I mean, you just take the corner trail braking, I guess.
It's a very windy track, China, that's for sure. And DXS is currently coming down the back straight.
He is improving. His time so far being a 134.3, and he's at least 6/10 up on that time already.
Goes wide in the hairpin. That's gonna hurt his time.
I don't know what is happening with him. It's not going to be pole, but he puts himself P4. There's another Williams
on the medium tires. Still not too bad.
Still on the lap.
Still expected more.
I'm just trying to see who's on a lap at the moment. Avalanche about to cross the line and well, hopefully improve, but I've just seen on his delta he's 4/10 down. No improvement for him there.
So this is around the time when all the cars are going to be on track to get the laps.
I'm going to ride on board with James and Williams. Still not set a time yet.
Strange by James. James, midfield driver around town, went from AlphaTauri to Williams after last race, I believe.
The inclusion of his new teammate, him and Fairdbug Gaming, they do get on very well together. It's just friends wanting to be teammates.
So yeah, a lot of medium tire runs.
Yeah,
Song's gonna have a bit of a head scratcher. What's that?
No, there's someone going down the back straight, but I don't know who it is. Who's in the hairpin at the moment? I don't want to miss anyone who's on the final lap.
Is it the Mercedes?
No, it's someone in front of them. Oh, that's Nick on his outlap, sorry.
Oh, okay. I think he's still without a lap, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just going to run on board with
Kioski.
No, he's not even going to improve on that time. He's made a mistake somewhere. Just stay with James until the line. This final corner okay. Just floor it to the line. Where is he going to go? P8.
P8.
He doesn't even have time to improve. Again, solid move. Oh my god, Avalanche 5-place penalty for a collision with Josh.
Strange.
What
happened?
I mean, Josh is fine. He's just carrying on. Yeah, huge problem there then for Avalanche. It's going to be Racing Point in a little bit of a difficult situation at the start of the race, and if the result stays as it stands, Avalanche and Josh will line up next to each other on the grid.
It'll be interesting to see how Avalanche will be on about that penalty after the race, as I don't really know what the stewards could do about that. But
well, unless if there was any time affected to Zenex, where I don't believe there was, because he was already coming across the line. Oh no, he's probably just outbraked himself or something. Yeah, Nick Figgy coming across the line. No, coming up to the final corner.
Still with no lap, we'll see what he gets.
Ooh, he goes off the track. Very lucky that. You know about running wide there, how much
P6.
That is
very
annoying.
Nice.
Collins across the line, improves P6.
Johnson.
Only just though, only improved by a 10th. There's no Kioski in the box. That will be the other runner of Raceway coming out to start a lap again. It's that. Sorry, for the spam. Charlie now on a flying lap. Is that Josh?
Is finishing his lap.
Remember, guys, Div 2, the important 2 points for pole position.
The next Josh.
Soft tyres though.
Reaching the 130s.
Yeah, there's a Williams about, that would be James coming into the box. Which one of the Red Bulls is furthest ahead? Oh my god. Collins is going backwards in a gravel trap. Going around on board with Twonk, he'll be the next car to cross the line. He's improved by a 10th.
On the soft tires.
He can still get pole.
He can get into the 130s.
Well, at this point, he's already in the 130s. It depends if he can just eke out the Mercedes. Completely attacking. No, he's invalidated it at the final corner. He improved by 3/10. That would have been a 30.7.
How unfortunate. That's all I have to say.
Anyway, Nick Figgy coming into the pit lane. I don't think he can improve on his time. Raceway, oh my god, he's no. Raceway's just gone off the track coming out of the hairpin. Rano proving a little bit of a handful to drive. Just saying, anyone who is going to come into the pit lane, just make sure you physically retire your car. Charlie P1! That's the time his teammate was going to set.
Soft tires.
Yeah, well, even then, Twonk is still P3. But oh my god, that is not going to be an improvement from Xanax.
So looking at the race director, the best driver who will be on the medium tires will be Avalanche. But with the 5-place grid penalty, DXS will be sitting comfortably in P6 with fresh medium tires. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets
Avalanche,
on.
it's a 5-place penalty, so Avalanche will be starting in P9. Yep, as long as everybody is out the way. I've just noticed Infinity there not actually setting a time. Reese as well serving his quali ban for being naughty in Discord. Yeah, just waiting. We've only got 3 seconds left anyway, but that's qualifying.
Because of the 5-place grid penalty, FR Dylan will finish his quality session in P4, which is very nice by him.
Yeah, everyone's going to bump up, and it's the worst thing possible for Racing Point. If you can, mate, don't suppose you can have a look at the comments coming in. Anyone who's watching along, let us know how you're doing.
Kioski watching from his cockpit.
I just beg that the stream is being okay today. My internet was playing up just a bit when I joined.
8 people are watching the race.
Hello, people
you know what
watching.
Clifford says? Let's go, Charlie.
So there's
Charlie the winner. Well, congrats, he's in P1.
Yeah, P1. That's going to be the bonus 2 points for pole position going to Charlie and Red Bull. Again, Charlie P1, Zenex Josh in P2, and Twonk P3. It is advantage Red Bull, but there's a healthy mix of teams here. Still, no obvious winner. I reckon there's about 5 people who could win this race.
Oh yeah. Probably interesting 4. Though, Raceway only in 10th place. He's a fast driver, I know that, but kind of went quiet in this qualifying session.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe some of the guys from Quali, if they're going to regret the soft tyre. Because anyone starting on mediums, even if there is a safety car, medium starters won't need to box.
Well, also you got to keep in mind, China, with all those winding turns, has a lot of dirty air, which could not only hinder your pace, but also hinder your tires' pace as they wear with all the wind and aero, like turbulence, all hitting it and just messing it completely to oblivion. But so I believe that pole position is the best place to be on track at the start of the race. But of course, all races are won throughout the whole thing, and it's going to be interesting to see how they all get on with the tires and dirty air conditions.
It's not like China's got the longest run down to turn 1, so it'll be quite difficult for anyone to tuck into a slipstream. It depends who goes first into turn 1, and as long as they cover the inside, then they will hang the competitors around the outside.
What I'm going to be looking at is the hairpin after. There's going to be some passes on the hairpin.
And probably a lot of end plates by the end of the race as well.
Well, I'm hoping not, but never will shy from a spicy race.
So waiting for DXS to hopefully ready up his car. I hope he's not got any kind of connection issue.
I mean, he seemed pretty smooth in the qualifying session, so I just believe that's him. Doing some setup adjustments, tweaking his car to his liking.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit worried where if this carries on, the lobby may need to be restarted.
Well, of course, if we're waiting here for like 3 minutes, we might have to restart the session, but there we go. Perfect. Oh, he left actually.
Yeah, if anyone can they try and send DXS an invite? As long as you are sensible.
I'm on board with that. Straight towards his PSN.
Yeah.
So he's still in the session.
Yeah.
But
his car is in the session, so it will be his AI driving around. I hope he can rejoin back in. But the full rundown of the grid for China. No, I'm trying to find the detail. There we go. Pole sitter Charlie Cogden for Red Bull ahead of Zenex Josh. He's really going to be hunting down for a win today. A frustrating time for the Mercedes driver, but he knows he has the pace to win it. Just needs to pull it together. Charlie's teammate Twonk in P3, a very strong showing from the Red Bull pair. Dylan, completely underrated performance after saying quali. Fantastic drive to get himself into P4. That would be DXS, P5, although he has been disqualified for, I believe, his AI car may have collided with Nick Figgy. H. Collins there in P6, Nick Figgy P7. James on his move to Williams. Hopefully Williams can now get some strong points on the board. Now they have a double driver lineup. Avalanche, after his post-qualifying penalty, will start the race in P9. Raceway, the leading Renault driver, ran off in the points paying position at the moment in P10. Karps, the highest running McLaren driver, will start P11. Kioski, man across the pond, in P12. Reese in P13, also having himself disqualified from the formation lap. Feared Gaming, already having some kind of intimate relationship with the grass in the formation lap. He's ahead of Infinity in P15. It didn't start a qualifying lap, so not really sure what she was doing there, but still great she's on the grid. And Reese 17 in the Ferrari, starting P16 after his quali ban. He's probably going to charge up through the grid and cause a lot of drama for the midfield runners.
Hopefully DXS can rejoin the session. It'd be a shame if
he already has.
Oh, he has, perfect.
Okay. I just hope that he hasn't got this weird glitch that happened to me at the weekend, where it was his AI car. Well, it was my AI car that took control into turn 1, and it gave me control in the braking zone. So everyone, just please be a bit wary of DXS. But that's 5 red lights. Lights out.
Let's go to the lights.
Ooh. And away they go. Reese already jumping Infinity off the line, and James rocketing past the AlphaTauri. The two Red Bulls into P1. Josh not getting the best of runs into turn 1 there. There's one of the Williams is running wide. There's already end plate damage, and there's a racing point. Yep, there was contact between Avalanche and Reese. Feared Gaming getting all over the place going into turn 3. DXS has lagged out again.
Oh no.
There's a move close with Josh.
He's on the inside. Ooh.
Yep, he's having a look.
A little bit of contact there, but he's still on track.
If you mind watching the action at the back of the grid, I'm going to ride on board with Collins. He's going to try the best camera angle for Josh to attack at the Red Bull pairing. These softs are going to die very quickly, so any advantage these guys have, they're going to need to do it very quickly. That is a Williams round in the second sector.
Yep. No spin, but still a bit of banging around as to try to
not the best laps, but he's still on the best tyre for the race, so just get your composure back together a bit, and he will be
going down the back straight now.
Yep, I'm going to ride on board with Raceway. No, because no, who can I ride on board with? Look at that beautiful line of traffic going into the hairpin.
Oh, and the Ferrari's trying to get down the inside of a racing point.
Yeah, that would be Reese on Avalanche, dropping down again. He's had a decent start considering he started on medium tyres, but Avalanche is fighting back. He's on the outside, and that all. Yeah, we've got people coming in for wing damage. So anyone who has had the wing damage, let us know what type of damage it was, and it could be a post-race penalty to whoever caused it.
So 4 cars getting into incidents.
Right, I'm going to ride on board with Twonk because Zenex has gotten past him. Karps there, bold strategy call, going on the hard tyres. Might pay off for him.
Ooh, very late braking by all of them right there. Twonk currently the closest battle on track, with Charles pulled already at 1 second gap, so keeping this up, there will be no DRS for Zenex Josh in P2, which will definitely help Charlie's teammate Twonk regain on him.
Yep, and there's the tyre strategies on the screen.
Oh, you may have him right here.
Yep. Oh,
he's going to try that on the outside. There's no way that's going to work.
Yeah, Josh sort of leaving out to drive, but he's gone a bit too deep. He's lost all of his momentum.
He's trying to get around the outside.
Yeah, but Josh is under attack from his own teammate now as well. Collins has to lift off. As long as Twonk just chooses a line and sticks to it, he's going to fight it into the hairpin. No contact being made. He's left in the car's whip. A little bit of a tank supper on the exit, but Collins
Thanks, Josh, has to position back.
He's just sitting there waiting. He just has to wait for something to happen. And all the while, Charlie's running up the road, and there's Kioski. He's span in the second sector.
Twonk is trying to get past the Mercedes of Zenex Josh to get the nearest teammate.
Nick Figgy getting very close to Dylan there. I've just realised how close the midfield fight actually was.
Wow.
Now look at them. We've got from second all the way down to 8th in the
we got
same
Collins
camera
down
shot.
the inside of Twonk. And he pulls off the move. Twonk's on the P4.
I'm very frustrated, but Twonk has better exit, but he doesn't have the road to do anything with the exit speed.
Yeah, Twonk's getting unlucky with all the moves being done on him. He definitely has the pace, but he's just getting in unlucky situations.
Yeah, I think those guys fighting, it is letting Charlie get up the road, but I think
and Collins is... Oh, Twonk's lost his wing and plate. That's not good.
Very brutal fight now. I'm pretty sure there'd be team orders almost at some point for the Mercedes pair. Josh knows he has the pace to win the race, and there's Dylan. Dylan fighting Twonk now as well. Everyone will be within DRS.
Twonk gives you front wing. Unfortunate for him.
DRS activated now.
Ooh, big fight.
Oh, you never know.
It's 3 wide into the hairpin.
Everyone so close into the hairpin. This is what we want to see. Many cars on track. As long as they can all keep it clean. Twonk into the box. Dylan fighting Nick Figgy.
Side of Dylan.
Raceway having to go wheel to wheel with Josh as well. This is fantastic racing, guys. I'll give you that.
Absolutely amazing racing is Raceway. James gets on the inside of Raceway right there, but Raceway's gonna fight back.
Fighting back just a little bit too hard. No damage.
They're still side by side. Twonk's in the pit lane with his new wing.
Raceway sees the gap. He's sending it. James has to yield
it.
Position. He still hangs around the outside.
James not really get up.
As long as he, Raceway just having the momentum there. James has to tuck in behind the long sweeping corners of the second sector.
Moves around the outside of that corner, but it's a risky one, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it is a nice flowing track. But with all these guys fighting, even Reese there is just waiting for something to happen, someone to make a mistake.
Meanwhile, Charlie pulls a 3-second gap on Collins. That's going to be amazing for his lead of the race, but he needs to conserve that ERS, which is below 10%.
Sorry, I don't know if you saw, like, at the start of the race, one of the Mercedes drivers does have a 3-second penalty. I can't remember which one. But there's Raceway having a look on Nick Figgy, DRS and ERS in overtake. He's going to have to go around the outside of the hairpin.
Figgy locks up but maintains position, and now James may have a look, but a little bit of banging on the wheels right there.
There's a car coming in, that's a Mercedes, and Charlie into the pits as well. They've barely been going 4 laps on those soft tyres, and they might have been pushing just a little bit too hard. Raceway getting past
on the
Nick
tires,
Figgy.
no wing damage given.
Oh so no! Nick's just... Oh, what a save. He's just tapped the rear right of the Renault.
Nick Figgy making up for the last few races he had. He really wants to get a good finish in this race to keep his championship hopes alive. So thanks Josh also went to the pit lane. Unknown if it was for wing damage or new tires, but
pretty
early
much
in the race we're seeing soft tire runners going for a 2-stop.
I reckon you could have... the soft runners can take them just for a little bit longer, but in terms of being able to push for pure pace, the softs at this point are dead. There is end plate damage there on Nick Figgy's AlphaTauri, probably when he tapped the rear end of the Renault.
Unfortunate for DXS in this race, who got disqualified and wasn't able to rejoin. It's gonna hurt his lead as Figgy's a bit wide and Carps is down, Reese is on the inside.
Oh no! That
Figgy's still fighting even after that.
Now, I'll tell you what, he's got a hell of
he's going on the inside.
He's got a lot of skill keeping in control of that car. But
both of them off track there.
Yeah, but Reese probably not being as spatially aware as he should have been. He's wheel banged, which is fine, but when you're going down a straight at 200 miles an hour, I was very lucky both cars didn't end up in the wall.
Pit window open for the hard tire strategy from the softs.
Yep.
As we just saw on Figgy's
driver really running the undercut strategy
in the rear
for the hard tires.
Figgy's gonna keep it, and he's gonna maintain position. Really nice defending by Nick Figgy right there. So this is around the time in the race where the soft tires are going to be dying and the medium tires will come into effect. So we're seeing a lot of medium tire runners really gaining on the people on the softs.
Xenix Josh is 2-stop for soft tyres.
Soft tire is going to be going around 8 laps, I believe.
Yeah.
You could try a soft hard, I believe that's what he's going to do.
No, you don't need to. You can do soft, medium perfectly fine. At least it leaves him open for a safety car. Because he could just come in, either have a good restart or bang on some mediums. Oh no, Reese, sorry. That was a mistake that could cost you. And it has. There's damage on the McLaren.
That sucks.
I'm going to have to ride on board with James because he's attacking the Ferrari of Dylan in P3. Raceway just ahead of them there in P2. And Raceway having a hell of a lunge on Collins there, and they're still side by side. James just having to stick behind for the time being, but Collins trying to get any type of advantage that he can. Dylan there having to...
James up P3.
Yep, Dylan into the box. Those soft tyres are dead.
And we're seeing Raceway
Nick
and
Vicky,
James
severe
gaining...
collision.
Oh, what happened? He's in the pit lane now.
Yeah,
it's going to be a drive-through.
Yeah, they've crashed coming into the pit lane. I didn't even.
Still box?
Oh yeah, they are going to box, but I didn't even know that was a penalty.
Of course, penalties could be removed if not needed. But yeah, he's gonna have to come in.
I don't. It's a drive-through. I don't know how we can remove that. I mean, we'll have to have a look at the incident itself if it was avoidable. But there's a very nice fight up here for the top 3. I wish I could say net top 3, but at this point there's a net top 8 that are just all spread all over the circuit. I think Collins...
Meanwhile, Raceway's getting on Collins.
Yeah, Collins must know as a sitting duck. He has no traction coming out of that final corner, corner onto the back straight. They're side by side. I believe Raceway will have DRS, but this is Collins' pit window anyway, so if he just lets him by, he shouldn't lose that much time, and I think he knows that. He's not fighting the Renault. Just get round the corner, go straight to the pit lane, pop on whatever tyres you want.
Bit of the rear
there.
No.
It's quite a bit of a tank slapper, but yeah, pit time for Collins. No damage on the Mercedes, so should be a straightforward pit stop. Charlie there though, 8 seconds now behind the original medium starters.
Charlie really pulling off the undercut there. And he's going to have a really nice lead throughout this race. It's a yellow flag in sector 2. Kioski not having the best of races today. I figure the kind of sort of drive-through is now into P14. Unfortunate by him, but if we find out the pit stop time, or the drive-through time that was taken from that drive-through, we could be back at seconds that were lost.
We'll have a look. I mean, it's not in our rule book that, you know, what I like to say, BS, like those kind of penalties. I mean, we have already removed a penalty like that before because in Australia, Charlie had, it was under the VSC. His delta was positive, green all the way until the VSC went away, and he still ended up with a drive-through. I didn't know how to approach that kind of thing, so...
Meanwhile, James is on the back of Raceway right now.
I'm pretty sure the least we can do is take off 5 seconds. That's the least I can do.
James is going to try around the outside.
He's
going to try a cutback, I believe.
But he's actually taken the hairpin a lot better than the Renault. He's just going to run out of room to get the move done.
Oh, but he goes wide.
Yep. Into another DRS zone. There's plenty of battery though in the Williams. Not so much in the Renault. I'll be very surprised if James is not ahead into
very good
turn
conservation
4.
by James.
It's probably why he's still behind him, saving his ERS. But then somehow Raceway is still managing to get a better exit.
Meanwhile, Charlie, who pitted for new tires, is only 8 seconds behind the two guys who are in the racetrack lead of the race.
He's not gaining them as quickly as he did at the start of the race, so that might have just been his soft tyres. But even with a soft to medium strategy, Charlie's mediums will not make it to the end of the race.
That is true. But if he manages to gain on the top two and pass them and pull a gap, he could be looking at a win in this race.
Yeah, I'm riding on board with Collins now in P9. He's chasing down Dylan in the Ferrari because this is the only fight I'm seeing where both cars are on the hard tyres.
I think he also on the hard tyres. Of course, that driving
Carps as well.
Then it's Josh.
Oh yeah.
Jumps Reese.
I hope he's managed to get that done before the DRS zone, otherwise Reese is just going to come straight past him. Yeah, he did. That's a move by Fid by gaming on Infinity. Oh, but he's absolutely messed up his exit. Charlie, 3-second penalty.
Avalanche. Oh, that's not good. Avalanche running back at Twonk right now, 5/10 behind.
Going into another DRS zone, so maybe Racing Point can catch up. There's damage limitation at this point for Racing Point. DXS having connection issues today, and Avalanche having a post-race penalty in qualifying.
Yeah, unfortunate for DXS.
Really yeah, I feel really bad for him.
Yeah. Questions could be brought up if why we didn't restart the race or anything. But of course,
yeah, unfortunately we can't just restart the race for the sake of one driver. But I don't mean to sound harsh, but I'm glad he is out of the way, because if there was a huge connection problem, I would rather his car be out of the race than it, you know, a laggy AI car that's also like a lap down.
Oh, Twonk sliding, Twonk sliding.
Oh, he's into the barrier. The first.
Is his front wing okay? How's his front wing?
I don't know, I haven't got the right camera angle, but he has no traffic, but those mediums are...
I think it's good. I think he's managed to save it.
Come on, where's the other camera angle that I need? I'm sick of seeing that halo.
Yeah, he's good. His wing is perfectly intact. Oh my god.
Yeah, very, very lucky there.
Very lucky there. For once, luck is on his side, even though he did spin after all, but...
It was his mistake, but... It's still in the points, and to be fair, with the amount of different tyre strategies going on, I have no idea who's going to win this race.
So, Connor, remember when we said that Raceway had a horrible qualifying and was really low back down? Well, Pace gained 9 positions from that, and now he's in 3rd place for the net lead of the race.
It's what he needed to do.
With that one stop, it's looking good for him.
Yep. Just running board with Carps. It's actually the closest battle on track at the minute. McLaren trying to overtake the Alfa Romeo, and he's span. It's almost like he's got his traction turned off, which I would. No,
it's just
not a
new
wing
tires.
change, just a tyre change.
Overheated the last one.
6 laps. So you can push. Those mediums can make it to the end of the race now.
Just unfortunate with that spin. He's going to be fighting for the top 5 positions, I would assume.
Yeah, and the thing is, he still can. Everyone in front of him still has to box.
Meanwhile, I'd say around lap 15, we're going to be seeing the medium tire runners coming in.
Oh, we're going to ride on board with James. He's having a look on Raceway into the hairpin. Could be for the net lead of the race. He's trying it around the inside this time, hanging in the run around the outside, and he's got the move done.
And he's got it.
Couldn't have done that any better.
The racer's going to want to come back. He's going to want to come back around this turn and try... Oh no, he's in the pit lane. James is in the pit lane.
The mediums can go a lot longer than 10 laps. I'll be pushing about.
He's hitting on lap 12. Which
the
means
hards
that he's going to have to carry the hards.
Yeah, I'm just going to see what Williams have got planned for him.
And it is the hard tires.
It is the hards. It's hard.
So he's going to have to bring them, I believe, 16 laps.
Easy. Absolutely
which is very
easy.
possible.
Yeah, maximum.
Also, we'll be trying to undercut.
Maximum tyre life of the hards is 20 laps. So his hards are easily going to make it to the end of the race.
I think he's out of the session.
I don't really know what happened between him there. Full safety car. This is paid off.
Full safety car.
This is
Charlie
perfect
has to come
for
in
James.
Charlie is going to come in for the hard tires.
I don't know. What are we? 16
so it seems
laps.
that Figgy came off in the middle of the straight.
16 laps left in the race. Everyone, as long as they stop for fresh mediums, they should be able to make it to the end. But the hards, definitely the safest option. This is going to work an absolute treat for James, only just popping on the new hard tyres, and at this point they're a very good race tyre to go to the end.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how Figgy managed to DNF, because last time I checked, his dot on the map was in the middle of the back straight.
Yeah.
So interesting to see how that played out.
I didn't see what happened there. I don't believe he was nearby. Twonk was the closest car to him, but by the time Nick went off, Twonk was already at the hairpin, so I doubt there's been a collision.
I completely believe that Charlie's going to come in now for a set of hard tires, and he is, so good by him. Raceway's always also, so Raceway's going to have the lead of the race, because of the safety car.
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have to
Charlie's
stick
also in the pits.
They also have to stick to a delta. And that put right. Yeah, Raceway is now leaving the pit lane because everyone's at a slower speed. That's Raceway
and
into
Charlie,
net P1. James could. Yep. James in P2.
James jumps him. So unfortunate for Charlie there.
Charlie has been jumped by the top 4. Not sure if there was traffic there in the pit lane, but it's an interesting strategy call.
For the race today. And big winner is Raceway.
Yeah, I
gained 9 places and then with the safety car.
Biggest winners and losers from the race. Biggest winner so far is actually Reese and Ferrari from the back of the grid into P6. Great drive from them. Obviously DSX being the worst off, but he's not in the race, so that would be, yeah, that mistake there from Twonk. It was...
Oh, someone's broke their wing. I saw a Ferrari wing come off or something. And it's Dylan. Dylan has a 5-second penalty to the collision with Charlie.
Yeah,
and
we
Charlie's
can remove them. Just remember, guys, we're not just going to keep removing time penalties.
Charlie's missing an end plate. Charlie's missing an end plate. Oh no. The whole left side of Charlie's wing is down to, I believe, orange. That's
if he wants to send that in as footage, then he can do.
See if he stays out or if he's going to come in to repair that. I think he's going to repair that, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, just remember, there are a few guys who've got penalties as well, so we could see a completely different winner here today. The only people to win in Division 2 so far, Charlie with 2 wins and DXS with 1.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is Dylan's first chance at a podium this season.
Yes, definitely this season. He is no stranger to being on the podium, even though I'm pretty sure he's only ever had 1 podium in league racing.
Charlie's in.
But he's doing really well. Ferrari,
yeah, I'm going for him.
Oh, Charlie, come on, mate.
Oh, Charlie.
5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Definitely not what.
It's crazy how we were raced and go down the gutter in 5 seconds.
Like qualifying.
Oh my, Dylan slammed on the brakes and Collins completely collected him. That's another 5-second penalty for Dylan.
Is there damage there to Collins? I assume there is. Oh,
Collins, huge wing damage.
Dylan, you're gonna have to behave yourself, mate. This is not on.
So 2 collisions up to the safety car, that's not gonna work for him, and he's gonna have a 10-second penalty by the end of the race.
Yeah, but
You say it. Keep space behind the safety car.
Otherwise,
1 car length
like this will happen.
Least.
I'd recommend about 2. You should be able to see tarmac behind the rear tyres of the car in front of you. If you don't, you're too close.
Stuff like this happens, and
they're not racing as of yet. But
Charlie's in again? What happened to Charlie there? Interesting. It's on the medium tires. Interesting strategy call by Charlie. He's going to be fighting from the back of the grid to hopefully get a podium in this race.
He's probably just had a change of thought with his tyre preference. I mean, would the safety car come in this lap? Yes, it will.
Yes, it is. There's your answer confirmed.
Yeah. What's happening at the back of the grid there with Carps and Infinity?
There was a collision, as penalty bone under us is saying.
Yeah.
As I believe.
Oh,
Collins
come on,
passed...
Dylan. Right, Raceway come around the final corner. He cuts the corner. Collins
in the pits.
Into the butt. Yeah, Collins straight into the pits.
Avalanche taking penalty.
Shame really, because Kiersky never really had a chance to catch up properly. But
both Ferraris will be fighting.
Yeah, we're back racing again. I'm just waiting for Dylan to hold up his teammate.
And a weird tap, and Collins has cleared the contact there.
That's not Collins, that's Josh.
Oh, Josh, sorry, yeah, Collins in the pit lane.
Josh is just going to want to clear these guys as quickly as possible, but he's got the person who's caused at least 3 drivers' wing damage now, right in front of him. The podium's there. I think Dylan is fighting a bit too hard.
Okay. Meanwhile, at the back, Charlie is right behind Reese. He's going to want to make a move quickly to have any chance of the podium in this race.
Yep, I'm still riding on board with Xenex in P5. This is going to be an interesting one when they come down the straight. Reese running wide.
He's going to try it on the inside. But will he have DRS at the end of the straight?
Oh, he's made the move.
Someone's in the grass.
That
Avalanche
is Avalanche. Another safety car. This is going to be time for everyone. Pit again, get your fresher tyres, save your drive, well not drive-throughs, but your stop goes.
If I were Rissy, I'd stay out right now.
Yeah, I mean the fresh hard runners, they can stay out, but this is working absolute magic for Charlie because he can look after his mediums. But the mediums and the hards, they are very close in terms of being a race tyre. It's not like the softs. There's hardly any difference between the medium and the hard compounds.
Well, good thing for Kioski and Collins will not be able to catch up to the grid. Avalanche seemingly just went off track. I think he just cut too much rear, lost too much traction on the rear and just slammed straight into the wall after the exit, which is very unfortunate for him. Of course, something else happened. He always look into it, but that's what I saw from my point of view. So Racer's gonna stay out, so no one else. Charlie went into the pit lane for new hard tires, interesting call by him.
Maybe he thought the mediums were dying just that little bit too much, so maybe for these last 10 laps.
He's gonna have pressure rubber, that's for sure. But I don't know if he can fight for the podium this race, seeing as how far back he is now.
Hey, at this point, he'll be lucky to finish in the points.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but he's gonna be in a battle for sure. That's undeniable right there.
No offense to the midfield drivers, but Charlie's just going to see it as he has a lot of traffic. Again, damage limitation for Red Bull. It's game over for Racing Point now with Avalanche's DNF, but it can still be advantage Renault and could be Ferrari, but I doubt the Ferraris will have as much of a points haulage at the end of the race. Because I have a feeling that those penalties given to Dylan, they will still stand.
Two interesting things I've noticed. One, Kioski, who was 20 seconds back, now back to the grid.
Yep, his second safety car's really helped him out.
Second chance to get a point position. Also, I've noticed, if my brain can quickly remember it, yes, the safety car is staying out for one more lap.
Oh! Infinity 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
So this is gonna help the guys in the medium tires.
Infinity and Charlie, please maintain position. Charlie, you are P11.
Also, what you said about damage limitation, I do believe that we should all, as drivers,
Infinity overtake Charlie. There we go. So,
but of course, these drivers, end of the day, they're gonna give it their all.
Don't know what happened there between Collins and Kioski. There's no damage on the Mercedes. Infinity and Charlie, please drive at a constant speed. Infinity, URP10.
Interesting stuff happening in the back there, but as I was saying,
the reason Charlie is probably overtaking Infinity is because she's driving too slowly beyond the safety car. Just drive at a reasonable pace and maintain P10. And Charlie, do not overtake.
But as I was saying, damage limitation, of course, we want the least amount of damage in the race, we want to keep it as clean as possible. At the end of the day, these guys are drivers, they're gonna fight for what they think is right, and what they see as right is better positions. So safety car in this lap, and we're gonna see how
there's already wing damage again.
This race.
Who was that? Bid by Gaming colliding with Twonk. Is that wing damage on the Williams? Yep. That's an M plate.
Right M plate.
Shame, really. That's another strong points haulage for Williams that's about to go down the gutter. Oh, come on, guys. Give space. Please spread out. You've got a massive straight. You don't need to be up everyone's gearbox. We should have like some kind of safety video pre-briefing or something with like
Gran Turismo.
No, just the safety car. Like, this can happen if you don't follow the safety car. It's just like Magello over and over again.
Oh my god.
You don't need to be up each other's backsides until you get into the final corner.
Much Magello, I recommend it. Crazy race. But safety car's in this lap, and we're also gonna get it.
Yeah, they're racing. Xanax Josh, I think he's either cut the corner, got track limits there. That's a McLaren going into the box. That is Reese, but they are back racing again, and Xanax Josh going wheel to wheel with Dylan. Yeah, Dylan spun there. Oh, he's been collected by Twonk.
Still in the race, but Twonk, hopefully with no wing damage there.
Well,
and no wing damage for Twonk.
Yeah, but that was a little bit. That penalty there was a bit unfair for him. But Josh did what he needed to do. He is now in P3.
Dylan has wing damage.
Does he have wing? Oh my god, Josh, hang on to that. Josh, the wing's there, just stay calm. He has the Ferrari behind him. Oh, you can see the dirty air coming off the Mercedes. The Ferrari's just not sticking to the circuit.
Oh my. I told you in quali, there's going to be some dirty air in this race, and we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, worst place for any type of dirty air is high-speed
Charlie. What was that about Charlie not being in the points this race? He's already in P8.
Yeah, Collins there, he's making moves from the back of the grid as well. After his
flag. That's Kioski on the grass.
Kioski, I believe he's gone for a spin.
But he's saved it, okay.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's any more damage on the Mercedes. I hope not.
Oh, there's another.
Yeah, that's Kioski again. Yeah,
Kioski.
With Charlie.
We gotta keep it on track, mate.
Gonna have a word with Carps into the hairpin. Carps on the medium tyres, by the way. Charlie on the hards.
Recent Twonk right now.
That is Bid by Gaming into the box. Well and board with recent Twonk. Now Charlie with the fastest
lap of the race. He's in P6. Oh my god, cutting his way through the field right now.
He's gonna have a bit of trouble now because recent Twonk fighting. And I don't think Twonk is easily gonna let his teammate by.
Well, we know they're good friends off track. Well, of course, Twonk has a racist mentality. He's gonna want the best position possible. But let's see if his teammates
ever interfere with that. Look what's happened to them, to Red Bull. They've started P1 and 3. They were down in 11th and 13th at one point, and now they're in P4 and 6. It's a recovery drive that matters, and we've still got 10 laps left to go.
So people all within about 1 second of each other so far. But closest battle on track is Xanax Josh and Twonk. Xanax Josh has another bit of wheel spin right there, really putting the most out you can.
No DRS activated just yet.
I believe it will be this lap, but it'll be activated. Of course, if I'm wrong, please correct me.
I can't remember. Well, they've only just done like one lap. I don't think it will be this lap.
Really love it there. Nope.
Yep, there we go. DRS enabled, but not enabled down the main straight. They have to went to the back straight.
Yep.
Charlie again, fastest lap.
Charlie again. He is pushing, and he is gonna pass Reese. Down the inside, he has it. Very nice overtake.
Ooh.
He's behind his teammate now.
Got two loads of battles there. Josh severely
out of the race.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew if anything was going to happen.
So will it be a safety car? That's the real question.
No, he's retired in the pit lane.
Oh, okay. So 12 drivers have left in the race. Raceway up 9 positions since quali. And Charlie cutting his way through the field, right behind his teammate.
Yeah, main fight now between the top 3.
So who's going to be fighting for the podium? I think it's going to be close between Raceway, James, Josh, Wonk, and Charlie. I feel they all have a chance.
I reckon the top 6, because if anything happens, Reese can be within the shot of a podium.
Better pick it up. Yeah. So I did not expect this coming into the race, but I'll take it. As Josh just keeps losing the rear.
Yeah, he's struggling on traction. DRS again.
I think it's a foot traction and more about him just pushing his
James is depleting his ERS a lot more than Josh.
Yeah, Josh with a lot of ERS, but Raceway also conserving rather well at the front of the race. With all that
I guess he knows that he doesn't have to at this point because he knows James and Josh are fighting. James now using even more of his ERS. There's only one other way that car can get that type of exit speed. Would you mind checking the comments?
Ooh, Feared by Gaming. That's the fastest lap of the race.
Williams. He is in P10, so he can keep that.
So looking at the comments,
Josh, you need to stay on the black stuff, mate.
yeah, just a few drivers who unfortunately went out of the race expressing their feelings. Guys, please, if you are feeling a bit angry of your end result, just take a bit of a breather, keep it calm. We don't want anyone saying what they shouldn't be saying in public. Just keep it cool and come back to us in a few minutes. Meanwhile, Carps is right behind Reese. It's Charlie. Oh, that's not gonna help. Charlie with the 3-second penalty. Connor.
Yep.
Charlie has 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I saw. I'm just riding on board with Carps and Reese at the minute, so it could be a healthy load of points for the McLaren driver.
But yeah, he's right behind him now. Meanwhile up front, Josh only 9/10 behind James, but all that wheel spin he's creating is really hindering his pace. But I think we can do those tires going could have a shot at getting a good position in this race. As behind Carps is right behind the Ferrari of Reese. And he's gonna try it on the inside.
No, Reese just managing to stay ahead. But only just.
He's gonna he's trying it on the inside, and that's he's off. They're both off. Oh no!
Oh, Collins being collected again. And he's Collins, off on the gravel.
He's still good. He's still good. He's still in this.
No, he's not. He's got damage.
Oh, he has damage. This could give Infinity a good look at this race, obviously behind though. or she, sorry, gaining at a massive pace.
In terms of the fact of the top three, I can tell Josh is really pushing it now. He's exploring more of the track limits, going into turn one, getting a very wide entry there. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many of the top three have penalties. Would you mind checking that for me?
Well, Raceway, I believe, does not have any penalties.
I don't think either of the top three have penalties.
Not that I've seen. Collins has a few penalties. Carps has a 3-second penalty. Xenix, Josh has a penalty for 3 seconds. Twonk with a 3-second penalty. Charlie has Josh. 2 seconds. Oh,
I think that's Josh's second penalty.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for Josh, but Twonk is looking in a good position to clinch that 3rd place.
Tell you who else could have a quick race. Kioski was behind Reese for P11. Bit too far back on this occasion. Who else can we look at? I just want to double check if the McLaren and the Ferraris are okay. No damage on the McLaren. No damage on the Ferrari. It's really, you don't think like what happened. Collins has jumped them, but now he's sustained damage from it, and he knows there's no way he can continue. As long as he goes soft, he could get fastest lap. He shouldn't even fall that far behind either. I mean, he's going to come out in at least P10. But I'm just going to ride on board with Reese, see when he's going to come out. Yeah, I think Reese and Kioski's going to jump in.
Yeah, so Reese up 10 places.
I bet he's had to serve like one of his 5-second stops as well.
Oh yeah. Unfortunate for Collins, just did not enter the right place at the right time. Meanwhile, closest battle on Charlie and his teammate. It's gonna be interesting. As Charlie might have DRS down the straight. No, that's in decision. Thanks, Josh. Right behind James too.
Again, they're running out of laps to make a move.
Well, they seem to just keep entering into their slipstream as there's a yellow flag for, I believe, Kioski back off track. But as I was saying, it seems that they want good pace, but as soon as they enter the dirty air of each other, the rears just can't handle it, and they understeer and oversteer at the same time.
It can get closer, there's just no chance of an overtake. They're really struggling to stay wheel to wheel with each other.
Oh, but Josh is definitely behind James. And
both tyres are on the same no matter where, but yeah, Josh has used, look how much ERS he's used compared to James. The whole time,
Josh
is just shooting up the road.
On him. And that's probably why he gained so much in that straight last lap.
He just needs a little bit more.
There's a yellow flag and restart the session.
Oh, that's actually a crash.
Oh, that is in a horrible place of the track too, hopefully.
I don't know what the hell he's done there.
Down. I think he's missing a wheel.
Yeah, I saw his rear right wheel not on the car. But that's promoted Kioski into P11. The Red Bulls could be a change of position very shortly.
Oh yeah, Charlie's right behind him. And he might go for a move into the first straight. But keep in mind, Charlie, I believe, has one more 3-second penalty. As he almost loses the rear there, he's pushing. Keep it calm, guys.
got to be almost sheer desperation now from the Mercedes. And I know that Tonk and Charlie are carrying a handful of penalties themselves, as well as Josh. So, either way, I think that Josh could get at least P3. But it could still change. He's got at least 6 seconds worth. He's going to need a 6-second gap.
Charlie, he's pushing, man.
Yeah, but both Red Bulls are within 6 seconds.
Ooh, this could be interesting coming the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely. I've noticed that Twomp being on 1 lap older tyres than most of the cars around him, Charlie almost on 10 lap old tyres. That has to be playing some kind of effect. I'd be very surprised if Charlie doesn't get in front of his teammate by now. But they're both Red Bulls not having a lot of ERS to play with.
You can see Twonk's tire wear is he just keeps like for example, Charlie's losing the rear a lot, but he's still gaining on Twonk. Even with that, it just shows that Twonk is trying to conserve his tires to the end.
Yeah, but Twonk is using overtake. He's using overtake here, and Charlie
they both are.
Isn't much.
Both on similar amounts of ERS, but now Charlie's right behind them. Like, just keeps losing that rear.
Well, either way, it's proven that Twonk is a racer. His teammate might be faster and ahead in the championship, but he's still got to overtake him, and I do like to see that.
Oh, 5 seconds, 5 tenths, sorry. The gap between them. Will Charlie go for a simple move, run a straight, or will he try something creative around
Charlie
winding
going a little
corners?
bit drifting there.
You could just feel the dirty air from your screen.
Bad news for Josh now is that he's fallen out of DRS range of James. Unless he can bring it back just before the DRS.
The Red Bulls behind, but they keep fighting. And Charlie, if he keeps this pace up, he's gonna have a move done by the end of the back straight.
It's on average about 2/10 a lap. But next time round will be the final lap.
So now, coming down last turn before the back straight, 6 tenths behind, DRS open. Now,
he's only got slightly more. I don't know why Twonk's going to the grass. No, he's going to run out of road again. Oh my days. It's like, how close do you have to be then to make an overtake down that straight?
Oh, but he's right behind them now. Oh, he's the good exit out of this corner. And he
took a hell of a lot of grass with him there as well.
He's going to try it.
He's not using overtake. Neither driver using overtake.
Try it. So are they both in a party right now, just trying to give each other slipstream, or?
I doubt it.
I feel like Charlie would have gone for that move on any other driver.
Well, the thing is, they wouldn't need to, because Reese is over 20 seconds behind them.
Yeah.
Oh no,
three.
May have been a collision there between Carps and Feared by Gaming. Didn't see what happened there.
Me neither.
Actually, whatever has happened there, Feared by Gaming has let the McLaren back through.
It's the last lap.
Indeed,
and Raceway is just entering the final straight. Charlie has to get the move done now too. It's gonna be 6 tenths behind them down the straight.
He's using his overtake a lot earlier as well.
But he has more. Oh, he's gaining. He's gaining.
Right. Well, there's a move on there.
On the outside.
I am noticing that Raceway is going to come across the line. Absolutely fantastic performance, almost dominance-like, and he wins in China. The Red Bulls are still fighting, and it will be Twonk who finishes ahead on track. No, Twonk ran out of fuel.
Passed them.
Neither driver finished. With the penalties they had, James in P2, Josh in P3. I'd love to see what the gap was at the line between.
I'm not seeing a gap. That's how crazy it is. They're both blank for me.
unless there was literally nothing between.
I'm gonna have to see their onboard after this race because I think they were side by side.
Yeah, Reese coming across the line P6, not a bad job at all. Fidbot Gaming, the amount of things that have happened to him in this race. Not a good qualifying, but still double points finish for Williams as a team on their debut with a double driver lineup, so really good. Infinity coming across to get P9, the first points of the season and that of Alfa Romeo.
Then comes in Collins, he'll finish 10th with the last point in Kielski.
P9.
Will, I believe, get his best finish of the season in 11th as he comes down the line.
Yeah, believe it or not, Fidbot Gaming still carrying the fastest lap.
Oh, so that's going to be nice for him. That's going to be that extra point stolen from Charlie.
Yeah, even though Collins pitted on the softs, he was never able to beat it. And there goes Kioski coming across the line, rounding off the finishes in P11. That was eventful.
Raceway's happy. I need to love his interview.
Yeah, do you want to open up the party?
Yep. Yes, sir.
So let me have a look at the incidents.
Oh, Raceway.
Is it going to be a long one
he
for
is
the
loving
stewards?
It in the Discord.
Right, we'll have a look at those afterwards. So the full rundown then. Raceway from 10th on the grid takes the win for Renault ahead of James in P2 for Williams. Zanex Josh falling down from P2 but still manages to get a podium position in P3. Very strong showing from both the Red Bull drivers from the race today, P4 and P5, Charlie and Twonk respectively. Reese there, P6 for Ferrari, feared by Gaming, P7 for Williams and taking the fastest lap. Carps in P8 for McLaren, Infinity P9 and a first points for herself and Alfa Romeo. Collins there, P10 for Mercedes and Kioski in P11 for Renault. The non-finishers were Reese from McLaren in P12, 13th for Dylan, Avalanche P14, Nick Figgy 16 and DXS not being able to take part in the race due to some kind of glitch or connection problem. Right, shall we get them in?
Yep. Fraser's already in, and I'm just inviting Mr. P3. Okay, so all three members who won are being invited. There's James. Now we are just waiting on Josh.
Oh.
Who are we waiting on now?
Just the person in P3 who was Zenix Josh.
Yep, he's probably having some kind of rant. I wouldn't be surprised.
So
he's the only person I know who could be annoyed with a podium.
Should we continue the interviews now?
I'll give him another minute. Just, guys, remember in the Discord server, please try to keep it respectful. I know that one or two drivers were causing incidents in that race. Come on, Josh, where are you? Very quickly. Just double checking, guys, make sure if you have your voices set to share.
Yeah, you're kind of lucky, by the way.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, for me, he sounds pretty smooth.
Yeah, but my I'm noticing my internet is dying.
No.
Come on, survive.
I've got mine on allow for current party. I don't know if they can hear me, but I'll put mine on allow for current party.
Alright. Well, I can't keep waiting around for Josh all day. If he can get here, then he needs to hurry up. But I'm going to start.
So just go ahead for now.
Yeah, I'm just going to start with James. Debut for Williams. I think your race was almost won. You've got to be happy with the podium. I don't think you could have got better timing with the first safety car. Tell us how your race went.
Exhausting. I mean, I said before the race I can feel I'm going to be up there, and then I just tried to back it up, but I through certain parts when I dropped down to like 10th, I was like, oh, this isn't going to go well, and then I slowly started climbing the field, and I was like, right, this is alright. Got up to second, believe it or not, and I was like, right, yeah, this is it, I need to go for first. When Harley pitted, I just went for it. Got past Raceway on the lap I was supposed to pit, literally just before I was going to go pit, so that was sort of annoying, but from then on it was just sort of, right, I need to catch this person, I need to catch that person, and just went for it. But the second safety car, I was sort of bricking it a bit, because I know there were people behind me who was faster, like Josh, Charlie, and people like that who were behind me breathing down my neck, itching for that second place, so I just put my head down and raced the best I could, tried to catch Raceway in the end, but I was just trying to get away from Josh and just keep a 1 second gap between us so I could, secure the second place.
I would say I think that was great composure, especially with the amount of pressure you were under, so really good drive there.
Yeah, and James, a question for you also.
Yeah.
You and Raceway both qualified on the medium tires.
Yeah.
That seemed to be the best strategy, and did you know that going into the race, it would help you a lot to win?
I had been told by a couple of people that was the best strategy to go on, and then I was sort of doubting it when I saw everyone going on softs, but I was like, no, I'm just going to stick with the mediums and the hards, do a one stop, it'd be so much quicker. So I stuck with that strategy, and thankfully it paid off, although my hards were really, really worn at the end.
Okay, so thanks, Josh is in the party, so we can do our interview for him.
Hello.
Hello. Just double check your voice is on share, please, mate. And I'll have a
it is. It's on share. Trust
awesome.
me. I do enough YouTube content to know.
Oh, all right. But P3 today, I don't think. I know you were pushing for a win. I could tell you were driving the wheels off your Mercedes, but you've got to be happy with P3. Could have been more. Was there anything more you could have done? Just tell us how your race went.
I mean, the safety car that came out, as I entered the pits, my softs were on 60%. So I was like, I don't want to risk it, That's way too much. Like, at this track, I could overheat and I could get like 20% in the lap. So I pitted for hards, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll take these hards to the end. If there's a convenient safety car about lap 12, or not lap 12, sorry, maybe lap 17, 18, I'll go on the mediums. But then, as soon as I was exiting the pits, the safety car decided it was a good time to come out of the pits. So I was like, great, well, this can't have been any worse timed. I've just spent 20 seconds in the pit lane, getting on hards, and now everyone else is going to spend about relative 10 seconds in the pit lane putting on hards. So it was a bit of a ball ache, but I'm very happy with P3. I'm very happy with it.
And another question for you, Josh. Unlike the other two on the podium, you had a lot of time in that midfield section where like every car was close to each other and they were all fighting and banging and everything. How hard is it to like keep it clean and just like survive that whole thing and get where you are right now?
It's not easy. I mean, my race pace, I need to work on my consistent race pace, but the second I got in Bahrain and third I've got today have come from graft. I had to go through the midfield and everything. Behind the safety car in the midfield is you have to be aware. Like normally Raceway and James, you probably like let yourself cool down for a second behind the safety car, but when you're in the pack, when you're in 5th or 6th or 7th or something, you have to be on the ball. You have to be like this. You can't take your eye off anything, because someone could brake check on, like, not on purpose, on accident, and then you go straight into the back of him. It happened to Charlie Charlie's race was completely ruined by it. It happened to Harley, my teammate. His race was ruined by it. You have to be completely on the ball. And then when I made my move around Dylan in the first corner for his third place, excuse me, I left acres of room down the inside. I turned in late on purpose so that we could go all the way around, and then at the little turn 2 king, I could get the switch back on him. But he didn't. He turned into me. I left acres of room and he came into me, and then we crashed, and that could have easily spanned me around as well. So you've always got to be aware about where other cars are in the midfield, because it's dangerous. When you're out in front you can control the pace, but the midfield is dangerous, especially when people are expected before the race to get podiums. They're going to want to get podium, they're going to be feisty. The 2 Red Bulls on the final lap, I saw on the minimap, they weren't messing about.
Yeah.
Completely understood. I'm going to have to move on to Raceway now, because we are pushing it a little bit for time. Raceway, P10 to P1, first win of the season for Renault. You reckon you can challenge for the title now?
I'm absolutely exhausted after that race. I think pushing for the title is still probably a little bit of a long shot for me. I want to be... I feel like I could be a challenger, but I think I would have to have a lot of luck along the way. I had a lot of luck today with unfortunate DXS not for some reason or other having technical issues and not being able to race. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I have to wait to see how the season plans out.
Okay, and my question for you. I've noticed when you were up in front, unlike other drivers behind you, you were really saving your ERS there. How is it like to just stay in front and like conserve your tires and engine, ERS and all that whatnot to like use it later on in the race when there could be problems behind you?
Yeah, you've got to. I think tire and ERS management is so crucial in these races. Having the ERS to defend when you're in front is so important, but you've also got to make sure you don't waste it when you don't need to. And I think in the middle stint before the final safety car, I kind of wasted it a little bit, and I was really quite concerned about James behind me. But then I kind of changed how I used it in the final stint just to conserve it. And unfortunately, my tyres are actually in a really, really good state because I was out in front. If I was James, is obviously in all my dirty air, which I think ruined his tyres, which towards the end he dropped off a bit, I presume just because he didn't have as much grip.
Yeah, and actually, if I have the time for it, on what you said about the fresh air in front, James, how was it to feel all that dirty? Well, this is a question for both James and Josh, because you both experienced it. How was the dirty air with cars in front of you? Like, how does it feel compared to just fresh air up in front?
It's agony. It's horrible.
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, you kind of have to take the bullet, if you will, because yeah, you're getting dirty air, but at the same time, you're going to gain on them massively with slipstream. So when, like, in the first stint, I literally stayed with Raceway, and I was like, right, I need to pass him soon because he's just killing me here. And I could see, like, Charlie gaining on me, like, gradually, and I was like, oh, this guy's killing me, I've got to get past him. But at the same time, the way he positioned his car it's just so difficult to try and get around him, because you think, oh yeah, I've got the move done, and you just like get so much better traction out the corners, and you're like, oh. So you're basically fighting 2 battles, well, 3 battles, because you're going to try and keep your tyres fresh, try and get past the person in front, while maintaining the gap to the person behind. And it's sort of difficult, but it is what it is. But it's really fun though.
Fun isn't the word I'd use to describe it.
When you have a gap, it's fun.
It's I put the second set of softs I had on. I was in dirty air. Coming out of the S section, my tyres were on 115 degrees. My front tyres were on 115. That was on the softs. When I was in clear air, I came out of the S section, it was about 107. the softs didn't do me well today.
Right, sorry to put in, guys, but we are going to have to round this off. I hope you've enjoyed the race today. I've enjoyed watching it. I'm pretty sure Pitcher said the same as well. In terms of NHRL activity over the next week, the final round of the World Rally Championship, the Poland Rally, everyone needs to get the times in before Sunday. At the moment, it's advantage to Feared by Gaming, but Luke Beck's still within an outside chance of taking the title. As for Division 1, they'll be heading to Zandvoort tomorrow, and the heavens are going to open again. It's looking like intermediate conditions over there tomorrow, so head over to the Division 1 channel. Same time, 8 PM. It's going to be an interesting one. In terms of Division 2, next week when they head to Zandvoort, the weather is looking already like it's going to be sticking around, but still no confirmation on that until like next week. But I do have an announcement to make for the other external project of NHRL. With this being the final round of the World Rally Championship, the British GT3 Championship will be happening on every Tuesday now. 5 weeks, 5 races across 5 British circuits on Project Cars 2. If anyone's up for that, please let us know as soon as possible so we can arrange seats. You could win 20 quid and a trophy. That's all of it from me. Pitch, do you have anything else to say?
No. Rather than that was an amazing race. No, I'm good.
Alright, brilliant. Thanks guys for watching. Congratulations to the top 3. Go ahead and rewatch the race. It was a bloody brilliant one, I have to say that. Share it as well, show everyone how great we are, and I'll see you all next week.